The difference between 0 and 1 is 1, and that's a mathematical fact. But what I want to argue is that when it comes to human experience, learning, and just general human progress, the difference between 0 and 1 is actually 100. The basis for my argument is that something is better than nothing. And not just better, it's much better. Because when you have something and you do it a lot, you're left with a lot. Whereas if you do nothing a lot, you're left with nothing. My simple example is that I actually got off my butt and made myself a cubby organizer. It's basically 2 pieces of plywood with some hardboard in between that organizes my clothes a bit better. Even though I wanted to do this, I put off doing it for a while because I thought this project just isn't big enough. It's not going to be that big of a change in my day-to-day life. So why take the effort and get it done right now? But all that is thinking at the level of 0. If you don't do anything, of course you're not going to get any result out of it. What I needed instead was 1-level thinking. It's going to sound crazy, but 1-level thinking is basically founded on the belief that something is much better than nothing. So by doing this cubby project, even though it's small, I'm opening myself up to a lot more improvement than doing nothing. For example, I was able to practice more woodworking techniques like applying finish to my end product, and I was also able to film the process so that I could make this video right afterwards. Not only that, the end product is actually pretty useful for me. I'm not going to say it's extremely useful. It doesn't automatically organize my clothes for me, and it doesn't shift any paradigms, but here's that idea again. Some use is better than no use. And not only is it just better, it's much better. Half a decade of studying engineering has conditioned me to think with numbers, which is a really useful skill if you don't want to fall out of the sky. But I think I'm missing out on a lot of the human psychology aspect. Because as much as you try to convince yourself, life isn't just an engineering problem, it's something much more complicated than that. In life, the only thing that's constant is change, and opportunities and pitfalls can come out of nowhere. In a system like this, doing nothing isn't just a neutral strategy, it's a negative strategy. It's like trying to tread water in a river. Or it's like playing hockey without taking any shots on net. Or it's like avoiding that small project because you don't think it's going to be big enough. I don't like giving generic advice because I don't know you and I don't know your specific situation. But for me, good things have usually happened when I go out and do something. And that's the reason why right now I think that something is much better than nothing, and that the difference between 0 and 1 is actually 100.